Good evening guys, it's 6:05 p.m. Today is April 19th. Today is Tuesday. So I'm going to not going to walk you through the pre-market note, but I'm just going to scroll down here so you can read it, right? Watch this 85, 87 of the open, right? And read, you can read through all these things, right? NQ, you can read through all these things. I have explained this thing in detail in my first video, my regular video, which I prepare for my subscribers. That video you can watch it freely in YouTube in my channel, RB Trading Edge, and then you can watch this Mbox video later on, after watching that video, so you can have a background and context and everything else, my regular way of trading. And then I'm showing you how you can use even Mbox, to supplement that thing. So here, so you have to watch that first video first, and then you can watch this video. So today I'm going to discuss about ES, and NQ I'll take it at a high level, but ES I'm going to discuss it, because ES was a nice setup today. So this is a 1 minute time frame in ES, and this is 5 minute, okay, and these, okay, so and then this is my regular trading chart setup, so if you already watched the first video, you know why there was a long here at 4400 in ES, and what are the rationale behind that long, and why there is a second long here, and why there is a long here, here, and here. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss all this thing here because I already discussed in my first video. All I'm going to show you how this thing can help you out, Mboxwave. So see, yesterday I did not prepare a video because yesterday there was no setup in Mbox. The setup was only through my regular way. There was no setup, but today it was clear here, so I'm showing you. So so first thing, before open, right, you have to see what is going on, right? Why certain things behave in a way which is not supposed to. So you see this 93 line, so here it's in my levels, it's clear here. So when I publish my levels, these are my levels. So here you can see is 87 and 93. These are the 93.50 line, this is 87 line, right? So what we discussed in the pre-market, that above, if you already watched that video, you know why these levels are important, So you can see here there was a balance, right? So I'm just cut to the chase here. So there is a balance here, right before open, and there are a couple of big sell item here, right? See these big arrows, big dot, I would say, right? Big selling X control dot, and here you can see big buying X control dot also. So it's like a counter activities, buyers, sellers, right? So whichever way goes out of this balance, above or below, that could be the direction, right? So here you can see before open, price try to break down, correct, with X control. So at this point in time, you can assume sellers are in control, right? And especially when price was trading below this 93 and 87. See, even before when my levels were published, you can see there is a response from 93 level, right? And then it even held 87 here, little bit bounce back again, then it broke through it, right? So at this point, in pre-market sellers are in control, but there is a good support here, 75, 71, 76. That's the key area. If you go through the pre-market notes, you know the importance of this 43, 71, 76 area. Break below, more sellers will become active, definitely. After that point onwards, no more longs, right? But that was not the case here. You can see it, price came down here, right before open, right? And then it pushed back up again, above this 87. You can see it, right here. Right, it tried to push here 87, and the next thing which is another bar taking out this 93. At this point, you have to assume whoever sold it here, they are all trapped now. It's a failed breakdown of this box pretty much, and failed breakdown of this X control, and pretty much this, and pretty much this by this two buyers X control dot with this X phase, right? More buying, so more volume to the buy side, and you can see this also, more buying going on, right, with X control. And you can see it here, when it came down, look at the supply, 238, right? It's higher than all of this. So it's a valid supply, valid selling also, right? Valid supply. Then why the hell it reversed? See, you have to ask the question. Since it reversed, you have to assume whoever sold it here, they got trapped. That will fuel the rally. Now you go back and watch that video again, the first video. You know the context, why certain levels are important, why price behaves this way, why they trap, why one side is get trapped from certain levels. It will give you all those answers. But anyway, that is not part of this discussion, right? But at this point, these sellers are trapped all now, and there was a bullish disconnect also, which I discussed in the first video, right? Combining all these things, price taking out, most likely it's gonna go higher. All you have to do is wait for a right opportunity. The opportunity could be this pullback, could be the long opportunity, or safer way to do it, because at that time if you are watching NQ was trading below 930, 940. If you remember from the first video, you will know. So you wait. When ES broke out about this, that's a confirmation, you know, because now you can see this volume, right? All this thing is still holding good. Now you can see this buying came up, which is higher than this, so rising buying, right? And you can see when it pulled back here, there was 18 plus 18 at the pullback, right? And here when it pulled back, it was at 87. See, right at this support here, 87, correct? It's a resistance turn support idea now. After this X control dot, so X control was here, X control was here, right? And then it pulled back, it was minus 51, right? But it held it. See that? So minus 51 doesn't signify anything, because there is no enough selling going on here. See? So now you can see it, this 18, right? Look at this buying, size of this buying. Minus 51, look at the size of this selling compared to this buying. See, it's more with less effort. More effort, no result. You can do that also. You can understand that way also. But anyway, it was a pullback, you know, because here they failed. So do you think minus 51 is going to cut it and price is going to tank? No. You know, if it was 551 here, yes, that could be a different story. And if there is a proper selling here, right? So, and here you can see this 87 was, if 51 is bothering you, you can see here it was imbalance here. See that? So that is also suggesting more buying. But to be safer side, just because of NQ, you wait for a, instead of pullback buying, you look for a breakout, which is this. Right here you go long, and then pretty much you can hold it. See that? So that's that simple trade, you know. Now here in 1 minute, once this breakout happen right here, right, you can go long, or you can use this pullback signal to go long, right? And then you can see this completely more buying and buying and buying all the way throughout the day. At this point, you know it's a trend day up going on. So if trend day up is going on, you look for pullback long later on, rather than shorting it based off this UT signal or a pullback algo signal. You know, you ignore all this thing. So it is not like, how do I explain? So on some days you have to ignore certain things, because contextually those are the things not supported. It's a false selling going on. So you have to ignore it. You can't just assume, hey, I got a UT, price is exhausted now, let me short it. But look at this, despite this supply, did price go anywhere down? No, because there was no enough selling going on. There was no selling going on, you know. And even here there was no buying either going on, right? But price kept it higher. Eventually, look, eventually it went higher, right? By the time when you see this, it's already too late to buy based on this Mbox thing, you know, at this point in time. So you have to know the levels, and you have to put it in conjunction with the Mbox, you know. Otherwise you have to study hard, you know. And no, but at least I would say even without the levels, you need to know the context, you know, and you have to ignore certain things on certain days. So today was the day to ignore all the sell signals and only look for buying, you know. So basically either you look for breakout buying or pullback buying with the weakness in selling, right? So when you see more supply, immediately you look for buy opportunity, like failure of that supply, kind of, So here, for example, let me give you the example, which is this, right? So after looking at this pullback signals for the sell side, right, and there are a couple of X control dot also here, right, and then you can see supply was also increasing here, right? Looks like it's going to tank. That's the right time to buy, So when you see this 278, it was more than enough supply out of all this supply, right? Even also there was algo before, sell algo, and then X control line. Looks like it's going to break down, right? This is the right time to buy, So you can go long here, or you can wait for confirmation. When you see it coming down again, see 132, immediately selling gone. See that? Selling gone. So you buy right here, right? And since it was balancing here, you can manage it two ways. Either you can take a profit at this top, because that's why it keep getting rejection, right? It's like a balancing going on. So you take profit here, or you put break even stop below this area, right? Either way, but I would suggest you take some profit, raise break even, and then again, if you get stopped out, again look for longs, So here, finally, see price spoke below this area, right? So if you put a tight stop here, right, you will get stopped out, right? But if you don't put a tight stop, and you how would I explain? Instead of a tight stop, you manage it in real time. So you watch it. So when price came down here, right, you can see it poked below it, immediately came up, right? And then here it again tried to break down with what? Enough supply, right? 530, more than all this supply. This is the perfect time to go long. Look at underneath. There is no selling going on. Here there was some selling, but here 530, not a damn single selling going on. See that? And here you can see it afterwards. You can see SP signal also here, right? So this was a clue here, right at this bar or candle, that this is a good buying opportunity. So you will see it in my here also. I am taking longs. See that? Right into my levels. Bold resistance turn into support, and look at this, right? So it was a perfect match. So you go long here, and if you don't want to go long here, if you're scared with this supply, you wait. And then when you see this X control dot, supply is gone, 530 to 19, 14, algo, you go long. And then again, you take some profit here, break even for 50%. And in this case, it did not come down, and it went higher all the way up. See that? So that's for ES. Now NQ. Hold on. So let me also quickly give you the example of NQ. See, NQ also same thing, right? See here, same, assume the similar box here, right? It broke down in the pre-market right here, right, with enough supply, everything going good, right? And then suddenly of the open, you can see there is a UT effort here, actually here, see, NQ was doing back and forth, building a balancing, right? These were the two my powerful lines, dotted lines, dream number, right? Those lines are powerful. You can see it here, even before price came down, right? Here it tried to do a breakdown effort, see, below this balance, newly developed balance, correct? And then it tried to break down, but you can see it, this buying versus this selling, more effort in terms of a price, but no selling going on. In supply, there is a divergence, see, minus 289, minus 100. So something is off. Cumulative delta is still up, right? So you most likely it's going to fail, but you still wait, and then it went higher again, right? Look at this time, more buying came in, right? So now at least this point, buyers are in control. All it has to take care of this dream number first. The moment it goes higher, you can basically ignore this dream number if you want to. Why? Because there is enough evidence, the balance breakout of this, So if price comes to this, it's basically two balance breakouts and taking out all these sellers. It's gonna fuel up the rally, all the way to 350 even, or 250. That is what I said in Discord. So here, the moment it break out, you can go long here, or when it pulled back here at this 9:15 intraday VWAP, today is the time to use this VWAP to go long. Not every day, but today was the time, because it was matching up with ES also at 4400, you know, and there was an imbalance also here. See that? So you go long and -1, so nothing, peanut size, right? You can go long right here or breakout, and then you can hold it. See, so that's for NQ. So, and you can see the target also, you know, 250 was the target, you know, so it's almost reached there, you know, and then if you watch the other videos, you will know, you know, how to manage it. And that be all for today.